Wendy, would you want to go to the Oscars?
Oscars?
Yeah. This weekend?
What's Oscars?
Well, the award show. Would you want to go to award show and walk the red carpet?
Yeah.
Oh, you would? Okay. Okay.
I want to wear this.
No, you wouldn't be able to wear that though. You would have to be like glammed up in like in a dress, like after evening wear. We would have to probably go shopping because I don't think you packed anything like that. Mm-hmm. I don't know what you packed.
No.
No. Okay.
Right here, look.
Okay.
Please. No, look closely.
Right.
Hold up, please. Look, hold up. I can't hold it higher. Do you see?
Yeah, we can see. Yeah.
Okay, do you see this?
Yeah.
All right, it's up and down. Okay. That is, I can only feel maybe 5% of my feet.
Wow.
Do you understand?
Right.
Normally, I would be in a wheelchair. I'm not in a wheelchair. I stand up.
How are you feeling, Wendy? I know we saw some video of you out in New York City last night, and you seem to be moving well. I mean, how are you feeling, just physically?
Better than you.
That's no doubt, by the way. There's no doubt. I'm shocked. So you're able to move around fine with 5%?
Listen to what I'm telling you. I already told.
Wendy, how are you tonight and what brings you out?
Coming out to eat. It's dinner time.
Mm-hmm. And any reactions to the your medical report that does hold up the dementia diagnosis?
No, and my attorneys are highly upset.
They are?
Yes, my attorneys are highly upset.
Okay, good.
Diamond, yeah.
And what about do you have anything you want to say to your conservator?
I want to say hi to my attorney, Alan Diamond, all right, and Joe.
Cool.
Joe Tacopina.
Cool.
Those are my attorneys.
Wendy Williams, once celebrated for her fearless personality and her long run as a daytime TV icon, has been living through something most people can't even picture. For years, she was placed under a court-ordered guardianship and labeled with medical issues she says were never real. Now, independent medical testing has revealed something unbelievable. The diagnosis used to control her life may have been deliberately made up. Imagine being forced out of your own home, separated from the people you love, cut off from your career, and told that strangers will now make every choice for you. Your money, your schedule, your health decisions, all taken out of your hands. That is what Wendy faced, even as she repeatedly insisted she was fine and that something about the entire situation felt wrong. She kept saying it publicly, but almost everyone dismissed her, assuming she was confused or incapable of understanding what was happening to her. A few celebrities tried pointing out the oddness of it all. Nicki Minaj, for example, hinted that Wendy's situation might be part of a bigger pattern in the entertainment industry, where certain people can be pushed aside or controlled if they become too outspoken. At the time, many ignored her comments. But now, with the latest test results showing Wendy does not have frontal temporal dementia, the very illness that was used as the basis for taking over her life, those warnings look very different. It raises serious and uncomfortable questions. How does someone as well-known, successful, and financially stable as Wendy end up labeled incapable and stripped of her basic rights? How did a massive bank like Wells Fargo, along with lawyers, doctors, and other powerful figures, get involved in something that now appears to have been built on questionable information? If this could happen to someone like her, who else might be vulnerable? The situation is complicated and emotional, filled with twists that don't add up. And even with everything that has already been uncovered, many believe that the full truth still hasn't come out. Wendy spent decades building her reputation on honesty, sharp humor, and her ability to connect with audiences. From her early days in radio to her long-running talk show, she became one of the most familiar personalities in entertainment. But everything changed when Wells Fargo claimed she was no longer mentally capable of handling her own money. They argued she needed to be protected, and a court stepped in and assigned a guardian who was given full control over her accounts and important decisions. What happened afterward was devastating. Almost immediately, Wendy became isolated from the people she relied on. Family visits were heavily restricted and sometimes completely blocked. Calls were filtered before she could receive them. Any communication with the outside world had to go through someone else. Her talk show, which millions watched daily, was quietly canceled. Fans were stunned because many believed she could have continued working if she had been given the chance. Not long after, Wendy was sent to mental health facilities multiple times, treated for conditions she insisted she did not have. She later described her daily life during this period as something she could no longer control. She was told when to get up, when to rest, what medical treatments to undergo, and how she could spend her time. The woman who once spoke so boldly on television found her voice slowly fading under the weight of all these restrictions. This made people wonder, was she truly being protected, or was something else controlling the situation? According to Wendy, the diagnosis at the center of the guardianship wasn't an accident, it was intentional. She has said that the same individuals who were supposed to safeguard her may have been involved in creating the false label in the first place. For years, she was described as someone battling serious mental illnesses, including frontal-temporal dementia, a condition that affects personality, memory, judgment, and basic thinking skills. Wendy kept saying she was not experiencing any of this. She told anyone who would listen that the reports were wrong. But her words were pushed aside in favor of paperwork, legal documents, and medical files that painted her as mentally declining. It wasn't until a group of independent specialists stepped in and conducted new neurological tests that everything changed. TMZ later reported the results, confirming that she showed no evidence of the illness she had been treated for. That's when Nicki Minaj's earlier warning suddenly seemed far more real. She had suggested that people in Hollywood or the music industry could be placed in situations like this if they became difficult to control or if others saw an opportunity to benefit from their downfall. While some dismissed her comments back then, Wendy's story has made many reconsider. The idea that a legal system meant to protect vulnerable people could instead be used to trap someone is frightening. Wendy lost her work, her independence, and her privacy, while her family stood by helplessly. The entire situation was exhausting, confusing, and filled with moments where she felt completely alone. Her son, Kevin Jr., eventually spoke up, revealing details that made everything even more questionable. One of his biggest concerns was how the people in charge of his mother's life allowed things that didn't align with her supposed diagnosis. If the issues were connected to alcohol, why was she still allowed to drink? He also said that family members were kept at a distance for reasons no one fully explained. At times, he didn't know where she was living, what treatment she was getting, or even how she was feeling. For him, the situation was terrifying. He grew up with a mother who was lively, confident, and straightforward, and now he saw her being cut off from everyone who loved her. He struggled to reach her, struggled to get updates, and struggled to understand why decisions were being made without the family being informed. Wendy has spoken openly about the emotional toll of being separated from her family. She repeatedly tried to get independent testing done, believing that the truth would eventually free her. But every attempt felt blocked or ignored. Medical experts say that frontal-temporal dementia gets worse over time, not better. But Wendy's mental clarity has only improved. After becoming sober several years ago and completing treatment programs, she showed sharper thinking, better memory, and a stable mindset. Nothing she displayed matched the condition she had been labeled with. This only made the situation more suspicious and made many wonder if the diagnosis had been used to justify removing her independence. Through everything, Wendy refused to give up. She kept searching for doctors who would take her seriously. Each new evaluation supported her claims, proving again and again that she did not have the illness that had reshaped and nearly destroyed her life. Wendy's legal team is now moving fast. According to TMZ, her lawyers are preparing to submit the documents needed to officially end the guardianship once and for all. And if the judge refuses, attorney Joe Tacopina is prepared to demand a jury trial so everyday people, not just one judge, can look at the evidence and decide what really happened to her. If this moves forward, it could finally bring an end to years of control, secrecy, and strict limitations, giving Wendy a chance to take back the life that was taken from her. But her struggle isn't just happening in the courtroom. To understand how she got here, you have to look back at the long history of conflicts, powerful industry players, and confrontations she faced throughout her career. There are moments, some forgotten, others well documented, that may have played a role in how she ended up under a guardianship in the first place. Her issues didn't begin when the diagnosis appeared or when she lost her rights. They go all the way back to her early radio days, when she was known for saying things that other hosts avoided. One of the most famous clashes involved Sean Diddy Combs. Wendy once talked on air about a set of photos that supposedly showed him in a compromising situation during a trip to Mexico. Whether the photos were real wasn't the point. The fact that she dared to bring them up caused a major stir. Her coverage shook the industry, and the consequences came quickly. Not long after those stories aired, Wendy was fired from Hot 97. Many people who worked at the station have said over the years that her comments about Diddy played a big part in that sudden decision. But it didn't end there. Wendy later revealed that he even threatened her teenage son, which turned the tension into something far more personal and frightening. Wendy never hesitated to call out celebrities or discuss uncomfortable truths. She talked about rumors, brought up hidden controversies, and questioned behavior that others pretended not to see. This made her a powerful voice in entertainment, but it also made her a problem for people who preferred silence. Over time, her willingness to speak her mind may have created enemies in high places, people who didn't appreciate how openly she exposed situations they wanted to keep quiet. Nicki Minaj has also commented on Wendy's situation, insisting it reflects a bigger problem in the entertainment world. She believes Wendy wasn't the only one targeted. Nicki even mentioned Jay-Z and his company Rock Nation when talking about how certain forces in the industry might have influenced what happened. She warned that these tactics could be used on other celebrities and explained that her own husband, Kenneth Petty, has helped shield her from the same type of interference. Her message is disturbing but clear. She says that celebrities who aren't married, those who are single or divorced, are easier to take advantage of. If a person doesn't have a spouse who can legally defend them or make decisions for them, outsiders can more easily step in and try to gain control through a guardian. Wendy was divorced when her guardianship began, which may have left her more vulnerable. Nicki went on to explain that being married can act as a barrier because the spouse has legal authority. Without that protection, influential groups can step in and claim a celebrity needs to be managed or protected, even when it isn't true. She also pointed out how the media, lawyers, and industry insiders can work together to build a story that supports these actions. In Wendy's case, the questionable diagnosis, the lack of access to her family, and the sudden end of her career all fed into a narrative that she couldn't care for herself. That storyline made the guardianship seem legitimate, even though new exams show she never suffered from the condition she was said to have. This isn't something that only happened to Wendy. Britney Spears spent over a decade trapped in a conservatorship that dictated nearly every part of her life. Kanye West has been the center of public and legal battles connected to his mental health, leading some people to wonder whether he could lose control of his money or choices. Even Michael Jackson dealt with ongoing conflicts over who controlled his finances and influenced his decisions. These stories are all different, but they share a similar theme. Fame, money, and influence can create situations where someone loses control over their own life. Wendy's experience highlights how all these forces, courts, doctors, lawyers, banks, and media outlets can come together in a way that looks protective from the outside, but can actually be used to trap someone who refuses to stay quiet. Her case shows how quickly a person can be labeled incapable and how difficult it is to break free from that label once it's attached to them. Her son and the independent medical exams played a huge part in revealing the truth. Kevin Jr. spoke out many times, challenging the claims that were being made about his mother. One of the biggest red flags for him was the fact that the guardian allowed her to drink alcohol, even though her supposed condition was said to be related to drinking. It made no sense. His concerns, combined with the neurologist's findings, helped shift public opinion and push the truth into the open. All of this brings up an important question. How many others, famous or unknown, are living under guardianships or conservatorships based on false information or pressure from powerful people? How many don't have anyone to fight for them, or the ability to get independent evaluations to prove their actual condition? Nicki Minaj's warning makes the situation feel even more urgent. She says this same system could be used against her, and while she believes her marriage gives her some protection, she still sees the threat as real. Her comments show that this isn't just about one celebrity, it's an issue that affects the entire entertainment world. After everything Wendy has endured, she may finally be close to getting her freedom back. The new medical test proved the diagnosis was wrong, her legal team is challenging the guardianship, and more people are becoming aware of what she has gone through. For someone who built her entire career on being open and outspoken, taking back control of her life means everything. Her story also leaves the public with tough questions. If Wendy Williams, one of the most recognizable personalities in entertainment, can lose control of her own life because of a false diagnosis, what does that say about everyone else who doesn't have her fame or visibility? How can legal and financial power be prevented from being abused? And with more celebrities coming forward with similar stories, how many others might be at risk? Now her supporters are watching closely to see what happens next. Will Wendy finally be completely free? Will the people or organizations that may have played a role in her situation ever face consequences? And how can the public help ensure others aren't trapped in the same way? Let us know what you think. Do you believe Wendy will finally reclaim her life? And do you agree with Nicki Minaj that the same thing could happen to her? Share your thoughts in the comments, and click here to check out another story that exposes the truth behind Hollywood's most shocking situations. The fight for fairness isn't over, and what comes next might be even more revealing.